Hello, everybody. This is Fernando for the latest Mysteries and Oddities Encounters video. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I thought I would mix this one in here, mainly because this is actually an encounter that is a high note. So lots of times, actually pretty much 99% of the time, the stuff that I feature here is very creepy. Like people have encounters that just absolutely scare the bejesus out of them. But in this case, this has to do with a very wonderful encounter. Once again, it's from the reddit.com website. They're from the subreddit Humanoid Encounters. I didn't quite know how to classify this one because it could be ghosts and spirits, it could be cryptids and monsters, it could even be aliens, UFOs, so I decided it's more mysterious, so I'm going to feature it here. But it comes from a user by the name of Better Wolverine 491, and they titled theirs as In My Room. So here's what they state. I'm going to go ahead, talk about their experience, and then give my own thoughts and opinions on it too. So once again, here's what they say. I have only told my mom and my now deceased best friend from childhood about the small, puzzling, but very impactful event in my life. I say impactful just in the sense that I now think about this almost every day of my life since it happened. I am 35 now. I was probably around 9 years old when this happened. This happened in New England. I was in my room at night and I was having trouble sleeping. I felt different. I had this weird energy that night that was keeping me up. Suddenly, there was what appeared to be a woman, clear as day, with a beautiful reddish pinkish dress on, red hair, standing in my dark room. I was startled at first because what the F, right? She was smiling at me in the kindest, most loving way. I was still pretty blown away by this point, and I was just mesmerized and also shocked. And so laying in bed, still looking at her, and she's looking at me, still just smiling. She's kind of glowing, but not in the same light we are used to anyways. She was just very, very visible in my dark room, and I could see her clear as day. After laying in bed looking at her for a while longer, I got up, put my knees tucked under my shirt, and then sat on my bedroom floor like that, and we each looked at each other some more. This went on for a while. She was in my room like this for probably, I'd say at least 20 minutes, probably closer to 40 minutes. After a while, I stopped being afraid and relaxed just a bit and just vibed out with her for a while. I was still pretty shocked as this didn't seem to be stopping anytime soon, and also what the F. So after sitting on my floor, vibing out with my new friend, I turned my back, went around the corner in the hall for a moment to see if she would disappear or something, but she didn't. She was still there, at least for now. Then finally, I went to the bathroom and went to pee. When I came back into my room, she was gone. And so I just laid back down in my bed, went to sleep after that, thought about waking my parents, but she was gone at this point. I hoped that she would come back the next night, but she did not. And so I told my mom a couple of days later what happened. Now, my mom was religious at the time, and she told me that it was an angel after I told her what happened. Now, I hesitate to define it. I don't know what to call what happened that night. I know this story sounds super cliche, like straight out of an episode of Touched by an Angel. Anyone remember that show? Anyways, hope you believe me, but really, I just hope someone else has had a similar experience that I can relate to about it. So, who do you think she was? What happened? I'd like to know your opinions on this strange night or something like this has happened to anyone else, as there aren't many places to voice this story. I would like to know about any of your similar experiences too. Please share. Thanks for reading and listening. And then that's it. That's everything associated with this encounter from Better Wolverine 491. So let's go ahead and let's talk about that here. You can see why I called this a high note, because this is absolutely one of the best, most pleasant experiences, if not the only one, that I featured here on this channel. Here you have a situation where this user, they were 9 years old, living there in England. They were in their bed. They felt something was different. And then all of a sudden, she popped up. There she was, presumably just floating in thin air. Was this woman, beautiful reddish pinkish dress on, and then beautiful red hair. And there she was, just smiling in the most kindest, loving way, according to the user. I got the sense that there was no recognition from the user as if this was a family member. You know how there's stories about ghosts, people that pass away, and then family members report seeing them and they recognize them because obviously it's their family member, the deceased one, but the user never mentioned anything like that. So this was completely different. And so there they were, just basically staring at each other 20 to 40 minutes. Can you believe that? And then she didn't get any sense of fear or anything wrong, something that would cause her to run out of the room, any kind of danger, evil, anything like that. In fact, it just seemed like it was very, very pleasant. So much to the point that she actually got down on the bedroom floor to get a better view, and then they were just staring at each other in a very loving and pleasant manner. And then she even did that little trick where she went to the corner, went around, looked elsewhere, and then peeked back, and then there she still was, just looking there at her, and then that was it. And then finally she disappeared after the user went to the restroom and came back, never ever to appear again. So what do you guys and gals think? What was this? Was this a ghost? Was it something else involving aliens, UFOs, like an alien that was projecting something? Was it something else completely different? I have no idea. This one baffles me on there because we just don't have much more information, and this encounter is just a one-off, and it wasn't too short. It wasn't too long either, so there's not much more info to showcase anyways. But let me know what you guys and gals think. It truly is a mystery. All right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.